visual. Okay?
Okay, everybody set your instruments down and find somewhere to stand in the room. But make sure you can see me. I know this works. All right, we're gonna wake up. Who's heard of empty coat sleeves? It's an exercise in yoga. No? Okay, well we're gonna learn it. So, stand up nice and straight, kind of loosen out. Make sure you're standing shoulder width apart. Your legs are shoulder width apart. Inhale, and then you're going to twist and just let your arms flail, like an empty coat sleeve. Okay, so with me. Faster. Really exaggerate the exhale and really just flat. I can't hear you. Now inhale and then just kind of let it out. And slowly come up. Stack your vertebrae. Last thing show me. That comes up is your head. Very good. Okay, now continue to stretch as I do this. Row one, we're going to play legato quarter notes. Everybody, we're doing a concert B flat right now. That's the only pitch we're doing. Just so you know. Row one, legato quarter notes. And row two, staccato quarter notes, but only on beats 2 and 3. Thumbs up, row two. You got that? Okay. So let me hear just row one on the legato quarter notes. Ready? This time, let's start together. Good, just like that. Row two. Now I'm going to hear you rest on beat 1, staccato, beats 2 and 3. Listen together. breathe together so you can play together. Good. Okay, this time, try to make it even lighter. You're just a little sprinkle on top. The glitter and the waltz. Ready? Good, I appreciate the improvement. Okay, now all together, including Avery, right on nice big beat one. Emphasize that beat one. All together. Good job. Baritones, even if you can make it small and light as you can. Again. Very good. Now we're going to switch. Row 2, you'll play legato quarter notes. Row 1, you'll play staccatos on beats 2 and 3. Get it? Thumbs up if you understand. Yeah, awesome. And Avery, you're doing awesome. Row 2, let me hear you. You're doing the legato quarter notes, right? Row 1, let me hear you. Good. Winds fit into the cello sound because she's doing a really good job with the staccato on the string. Do that again. Yeah. Okay, now everyone all together. Everyone all together. Good job. Now pull out a piece that's called a waltz with Bach. Do you see it on your stand? I guess so. There's no So the exercise that we just did, everyone in their part has a lyrical line at some point, and everyone has the waltz rhythm at some point, or almost everyone. So apply what we just did here to the piece. Let's just start from the beginning now. And as you listen, listen to see if you have a melody line, an accompaniment line, or the waltz rhythm. Yeah? Everyone. Okay. Horns, if you need to take anything down, that's cool. Just later on, especially the second line, I know it gets a little high. So turn to a neighbor, figure out which lines each of you have. You can choose from a melody line, an accompaniment line, or the waltz. Some will be more obvious than others. Okay, raise your hand if you have a melody. You guys are really close. Yes, Gio, you definitely have a melody. Krista, you definitely have a melody. So clarinets, it is a lyrical line, but it's actually accompaniment. So make sure you know that as we play it again. Who has the waltz? Yes, definitely brass. Okay, cool. So let's play that again, now knowing our function in the piece. If you're an accompaniment, really support the melody, which is Gio and Krista. And if you're the waltz, just make sure you're there, but really, you're supposed to be the background. Okay? You can go for it. Everyone from the beginning. next phrase where we just stopped. And listen for the same thing. Maybe I'll switch parts now. Listen to see what you have. Sorry, let's start together. I'll give a better cue. Good. Turn to a neighbor, think about it for a second. What part do you have in this phrase? Did we figure it out already? Who has a melody? Awesome, horns and trumpets. Who has the accompaniment part? Yes, baritone and cello, actually. Yeah, and who has the waltz? Yeah. So woodwinds, you can do this because we're woodwinds, nice and light, glitter on top. So melody, let me hear melody actually. You can sing. Ready? Good. So that's the melody. That is what the accompaniment is fitting into, and the waltz is just sprinkling on top of that. Okay, everyone, right there.
Thank you, Ellie. Comments, please.
I would like your feedback, really appreciate it because you were very specific about what it is that you like. Just a thought when you had all of us play our own parts, maybe have the bass drum hit on the downbeat just for fun, just to like include them, the please recognize for you, just to keep them engaged. And then also with the articulations, maybe having a syllable for us to use for the staccato, but I really enjoyed teacher presence and the sequencing was really, really nice. Thanks.
I love the activity at the beginning, and then it's like all of your sequencing. I think everything went well. One thing is that at the beginning when we were playing like the legato stuff and then the waltz boom chuck, you were like even softer.
Okay.
And it was very big, but just connecting that.
I really love everything as well. But I do think you just take a little time when you had them do the legato and us do the waltz, and then we switched, and it wasn't too great right at the beginning. I think if you just kept going, I mean, it was already clear instruction, so I think you didn't need to take that time to sit there and fix it pretty simple. We got it. So I think if you just continued, it would have solved itself.
You're always really excited for us to get better, and you always want to see improvement, and we see that in your feedback. It's always really positive in your facial expressions, which I appreciate. I would just be wary because you get a little wordy, and so it's kind of a lot of information.
How could Allie have used video in this lesson? Even 20 seconds. Because showing that to us and then having us emulate that, because you had people, I don't know, you can really see their feet. They were going this way, that way, that way. They weren't going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And another thing, this comes from my dance background, whatever you have their feet do, have them do it with their hands first so that you can see up above where the where the waltz is. And this, I did this when I was student teaching with my beginner band. We waltzed together, and man, those kids loved it. They were awesome. And then the boys got to waltz with the girls, and then they got to switch it up, and boy, that was big time. And they had yeah, their sight reading piece the next year was in 3/4. Who got it? Those kids. Yeah. What do you have?
In your conducting gesture, kind of tagging on to what Katie was talking about, make sure that your 1 and your 2, 3 are a little lighter. Okay, so 1 heavier, 2, 3. It was the same articulation in your pattern, which remember, we're visual people too, especially your string folks, they transfer that to the bow. All right, so make sure that what you're showing them with the baton would be how you would bow it too. Okay?
Do you guys have anything?
It's okay. I have a few points I just write down. First of all, great feedbacks. You were good at when you just kind of stop them and giving them feedback of what good thing they did or where they need to improve if they want to repeat. But I strongly also agree with what have been said. Try to incorporate some other elements that it could be more visual for the students to be able to see and emulate.
And about your prep bit, I think one time they came in second bit, but you gave them a pickup prep bit, and then I think you did it twice, or it was a little bit confusing. Yeah, and then make sure when they come in, breathe on the first bit really clear.
Yeah, thank you. Good work.
Avery.
To make it quickly, just stop it. Just first of all, stop.
We are.